Hello and welcome to I Am Geek, and this is episode 126. I'm Ryan. I'm joined by my brother Chris and our good pal Katrin, and our special guest, our special analyst. I don't know, what do we call him? But Ray Chase is back with us to analyze everything Star Wars that's happened in the last week.
Yes, and I'm happy. I'm happy about what's going on. Finally, they did something right.
Disney Plus has landed. It is now in 10 million homes.
Wow.
And counting.
In one day, 10 million homes?
Yes. First day it was like 10 million subscribers. I think 10 million signed up that day. I'm not sure if that if the numbers were including people that signed up like all of us, but
that's months crazy. Ahead of time.
What? No.
So 10,000,004.
I couldn't believe how many people were complaining about the service, about it messing up. I mean, I was like, it was expected.
I'm not gonna lie, I complained because here's why I complained. I didn't complain online. I didn't complain on social media. I didn't complain anything like that. But
we heard it though.
My kids kept saying, Moana, we want to watch Moana. I'm like,
sure.
Don't worry, next week Disney Plus, it'll be on there and we can watch it. So the day it comes out, I'm like, you guys want to watch Moana? And they're like, yeah. So I'm like trying to get it on, and it's got the Mickey Mouse floating in space. Sorry. And they're like screaming, Moana,
like
Moana. And I'm just like, I can't, it's not working. It's not working. So like they're sitting there screaming Moana, and I'm just like, come on, Disney Plus, just let them watch Moana.
You should have just said it comes out Wednesday, and then you'd been okay. I mean, I didn't have any issues really. I did the first morning because we couldn't get it to work on our Roku, but by the time I got to work, it seemed like it fixed itself, and we were good.
It was working pretty well for me. I mean, the only thing I had problems with was setting up profiles for everybody in my family. It kept giving me errors when I tried to select an avatar. Yeah. But I thought it was kind of funny because when it would flip out or whatever and it would say, sorry, there was like a picture of like Wreck-It Ralph going, sorry guys, I broke it.
Yeah, the only thing I had issues with was like I went to look up like all the movies listed from A to Z, and it gave me A to C, and that was it.
That's all you get with your subscription. Yeah, that's all you get.
I didn't pay enough to get the rest.
Yes.
Yeah.
But overall, it seems like it went pretty well for a brand new service.
No, it worked later on that day for me, finally. I wonder how many people either A, didn't go to work, B, was late to work, or C, watched The Mandalorian at work.
That was me.
You watched it at work?
I did. I actually got to work early that day because my son had to be at school early at 7 a.m. So I went straight to work afterwards, and I was like, I can watch this because I'm technically not supposed to be here now, so I'll just have it on in the side, and do some work. So it worked out really well. Didn't miss it.
There you go. I didn't get to watch it till that night, I guess.
Yeah, I watched it later, and actually the first thing I put on was Gargoyles.
Okay.
I just wanted to see Gargoyles. I know.
I really like Gargoyles, guys.
I like Gargoyles.
We watched Moana. That was the first thing we watched.
It was a bit overwhelming, though, when you see all of these things. It's like, what do I watch now? It's like I watched The Mandalorian. What do I do next? And I didn't know what to do. And I ended up watching Spider-Woman, which I didn't know there was a Spider-Woman cartoon.
I still don't think there is one.
It is. It's there. You should find it. It's just like Spider-Man, but with a
female.
And then Spider-Man. Yeah, and Spider-Man seemed like he was like a 40-year-old man or something the way he talked. But
like us. He talked like us?
Like us, yeah.
I was excited to see Spider-Man and His Amazing Friends. I used to always watch that.
Yeah, that was so good.
With Iceman and Firestar. Ooh.
Yeah.
They are amazing friends.
Oh, I did. I watched that too. I'm going to check that out.
Yes.
Yeah, it felt like, I know there's a lot on there, but when I was scrolling through the movies for the kids, I was like, oh, I've reached the end already?
Yeah.
But because they have a ton of the TV shows on there, but it seemed like the movies
Sure.
Like the animated movies.
Well, also too, I think they're giving you like recommended stuff, because if you do a deep dive and do a search for, because if you go to Marvel, it'll show you like, here's like our top 10 picks for Marvel movies, and like Ant-Man and Wasp wasn't listed, so I did a search and it's there, but it's not like on their screen of stuff.
Yeah.
So
no Toy Story 4 though, right?
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet.
It's like Last Jedi wasn't on there either.
Oh, there's a reason. That's why.
Yeah.
Darn.
But there's a lot of movies not there yet because they're still on other services.
Yeah.
So those contracts.
Yeah, I didn't know if Toy Story 4 was on something else.
It's not yet. I think it's just not out yet, right?
No.
It's
out.
Disc. Or is it?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
I guess it is.
It's on Blu-ray.
Licensed for.
I don't think it's been out that long though.
Yeah.
So they might be like, let's wait a little bit so people still buy it, and then
exactly. Yeah, like why buy any movies now?
I saw a picture of somebody. I saw a picture. Somebody said I subscribed to Disney Plus, and they taped all their DVDs to their TV screen, and it was just hitting the remote.
Yeah, totally. Because it's kind of like, oh, hey, Emperor's New Groove. I could get up and get it out of my closet and put it on, or I could just start it right now.
Yeah.
I don't think it's on there, is it?
Surely.
Emperor's New Groove.
All right.
You probably
have a look.
Probably have to search for it. Probably have to
Emperor's New Groove right there.
Okay.
Bam.
There was some movie that people were complaining about that it wasn't on there. I forget what it was, but it was something that was like, oh, that stinks.
You got the biscuit eater, so what else do you need?
I think Runaway Brain may not be on there. I thought I saw somebody complaining they couldn't find that Mickey short, Runaway Brain. Which, if it's not, I don't know why not. But
that's always hard to find, though. Like they never put that out anywhere.
I've heard different things, like, oh, well, Mickey's kind of evil, or I'm like, well, because he's part of a Frankenstein experiment. It's not like him doing this stuff. And like you and I talked about, Chris, I mean, the animated Mickey Mouse series, the more recent one, the one that's sort of Ren and Stimpy-esque, it gets pretty crazy. So
yes, it does.
And that's on. I don't know,
that's what I was thinking. If they have that on and don't have the other one, then that doesn't make sense. Because in the new one, they have they literally murder a pinata that's like talking to them and eat his insides.
I love it. I love the image of him. Yeah, he's like got no lower body, and the camera's like spilled out like guts, and the kids are just eating it. He's just screaming as he's watching them eat his guts.
It's amazing, but at the same time, you're like, how did this get through?
I hope that's in the new ride, the Runaway Rail Train.
I'm sure. There's probably an interactive area later where you can actually beat the pinata and then like pull all its insides out, and for $5 you can fill up a little goodie bag and take his innards home with you and snack on them.
And silence. There we go. Well,
silence. There you go.
Everybody's watching
Roger Rabbit shorts aren't on there either.
What?
No.
No.
But the Forky shorts are.
They'll be on Hulu.
Yeah.
Well, before we get into more Disney Plus and The Mandalorian, which we're going to take a deep dive into, because Ray he's all prepared. He's got his notes listed, pages upon pages,
charts and graphs, ready to go.
Look at this graph.
I went up to Dallas last weekend.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That sounds right.
Yes.
That's where Chris lives. So if anybody wants to visit him, go there.
That area.
Yeah, go up to that area. But we got to do the Avengers Damage Control, and it was pretty legit. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun. I think may have enjoyed it more than the Star Wars one.
What? No.
Boy. Yeah.
Get out.
I know. And it's probably, for the most part, probably because it's longer.
It's way longer.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Like,
way longer.
You're in there a lot longer, and you're more like, and there's a lot more locations because Doctor Strange is like using his portals to like shoot you around in different places. So you're not just going like just through a starship. Like you're at Shield's base, you're at Shiri's base. You're in Doctor Strange's Sanctum Sanctorum.
That was amazing.
What?
Yeah, that was really.
You walk in and you're like in his place, his Sanctum Sanctorum.
Sanctorium.
Okay, I thought you said Sexorium. I was like, what?
No.
I don't know what that is.
That's the late night version they have.
Sexorium.
That's a different Doctor Strange movie.
Yeah.
That you won't
I
find
seriously thought that's what you said.
Like, have a look at my eye of Agamotto.
So,
that one's on Hulu.
So what character are you in this?
You're your own character.
You're yourself. Basically.
Okay.
Your recruits coming in. Shiri is she's made these like Iron Man / Black Panther suits.
Yeah, that you wear.
Out. It's basically it's like damage control. These people are supposed to come in after the fact and kind of help clean up stuff and everything after these big battles supposedly. And you're like testing these suits out.
And you get thrust into a battle.
Yes, and then they actually had the actress like talking about and going through like what you're supposed to be doing and everything, and then like the screen starts like bzz, like going out or whatever, going back, going out, and Ultron is like
he's there.
infiltrated.
Yeah, he took over. But the way instead of having like in the Star Wars one where you have actual guns that you hold. Yeah. This one, you just put your hand out like Iron Man does, and you shoot blasters, and then you put your arm up for a shield.
What?
No,
that's cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
The shield, like you put it up, and it like the blast that hits the shield takes in the energy, and you build up the energy, and then you can shoot it out in a big blast.
Yeah, so it was.
Which I kept forgetting to do.
Yeah, it was cool, but like walking around Doctor Strange's. I don't want to say what. Yeah, it was cool. I mean, you didn't do anything but stand around. I walked all over the place. Chris and our friend Michael that went with us, they just stood there and watched, and I'm like walking all over the place and
was in awe of Doctor Strange,
looking over getting right up in his face. Basically they put you in it felt like you were walking like to like different levels of the place, different stairs, but I'm pretty sure we were just in a room walking around in a circle.
Yeah, pretty sure you just walked around in a circle.
People just felt like you're standing there laughing at us.
And it had like it had a railway, which is cool. So if you put your hand out, it was actually there, and the railway had like these knobs on them, and those were actually there too. Like you put your hand, and you could feel the knob on the rails and stuff.
It was cool.
It was really awesome.
And you got to fly like a
Quinjet.
Which we went in there and there was 2 steering wheels. So Chris got on one and I went over to the other one with Michael and we're like getting ready to fly. And then we looked to our left and there's no Chris anymore. It's just just a wall, like the door shut.
Oh.
And we're like, where'd Chris go? We're like talking, we're like, Chris, can you hear us? He's like, yeah. And then we look out the right side of the ship out the window. And there's Chris just flying off in the air, and this other Quinjet waving at us.
Later, guys.
Yeah, so like we're still side by side, but it makes it look like you're like in different ships flying around.
Cool. You could actually steer it; like it would go left and right. Yeah, you can go up and down, but you can go left and right, and you're kind of aiming it towards a helicarrier in the sky.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like I put Michael on the steering wheel. And I just grabbed hold because there wasn't a door on the other side. It was like you could look out into the air. And I grabbed hold and hung out the door like I was hanging out of the ship and was like shooting people with my other hand. It was pretty cool. It was cool. And all the Avengers were there. They all popped up. You get shrunk down to Ant-Man size.
Was Iron Man there?
No, he's dead already.
He was there in spirit.
What?
No.
Yeah. He wasn't there. Captain America wasn't there.
Oh, yeah, Captain. Yeah. But all the ones that are still like active.
Yeah, Hawkeye was there and he had his weird haircut.
Spider-Man was there, so they made that deal with Sony. So, but it was good. I recommend it if it's around you. I think they extended it. Go do it. I think they're both different. Like the Star Wars one and the Marvel one are sort of different beasts. I like them both.
Mm-hmm. Oh, they're both good.
Yeah. Go do it. It's pretty sweet. We also did an escape room while we were there. A murder mystery. Escapology. Yeah, we didn't make it out.
No.
Oh no.
We got to the second to last puzzle. It was a math puzzle, and I said, "I'm done." Time ran out. But we went further than most people did, is what he said.
And it was just the two of us too. If we had more people, I think if we had smarter people with us, we would have got through.
Catron was there, we would have made it out.
If people that like math, then yeah.
I hate math.
Yeah, so and then we played Smash Brothers for the rest of the time. So.
Oh yes.
Nice.
There we go. Anyways, let's get back to that was the commercial break, I guess. Let's get back to Disney Plus and more specifically, The Mandalorian. Now, this is a show that people have been waiting on for a long time. People in Europe and other countries are very mad right now because of the spoilers that have gone out because they can't watch it for a while.
It's what they get for living there, I guess. Just kidding.
I will say
have listeners all around.
The spoilers are crazy. It's like it's like less than 24 hours and like stuff is just
less than an hour. Like, as soon as it's on.
Yeah, it's nuts.
I told Chris and Ryan, I said, don't get on the internet, whatever you do, till you watch it, because there's just too much good stuff to that you'll want to see,
Yeah. Chris told me that you had said that because he was like, Catron already watched it, but he said that there's stuff all over the place, so stay off the internet. I was like, okay, I will.
Shut it down.
Unplug your computer. Don't look at anything.
Wait, I can't watch Disney Plus now.
I took a screen and just threw it out the window. I was like, no.
It's funny because people will write spoiler and then immediately underneath it write out and put pictures, and you're like, putting the word spoiler doesn't do anything. If you put the picture and the whole synopsis right there, right below spoiler, there's nothing.
Yeah. So for people listening, there will probably be spoilers.
There's going to be spoilers.
Yes.
I'm going to give you a few seconds here. There's going to be spoilers coming up. So if you don't want to listen, go watch The Mandalorian, episode 1 and 2.
Wow.
Then come back and take it all in with us, man. Take it all in.
And
all right. So ready, frame by frame, shot by shot. Here we go.
Yes.
The Doctor Strange sanctum thing ran through my head after you said that.
Take it all in. Hey, thank you to all our new followers too. I meant to mention that at the beginning, but we got a lot of new followers on Podbean specifically, and thank you guys for listening. Hopefully, we can give you some laughs and some fun as we continue on here. Anyways, okay, so basically, it opens up typical Western fashion. Would you say?
Very.
Oh yeah. Oh, and before like the opening though, like there's that like new intro thing where it has like all the different heads from like the droids and stuff that kind of shines through. And, that was kind of cool.
Not many people are mentioning that, and that I took notice of that. I was like, wait, that's different. Not what we're used to with Star Wars. But Disney's doing their own thing now, so.
Yeah. Do you think it means anything? I mean, do you think it's
no, it means nothing.
Okay.
I think it's just like it's like the Marvel intro with the
I can do that. Yeah.
It's just like this is our universe, Star Wars. These are all kinds of characters from all over the universe.
Here's the characters that we've created, and here's some old.
Okay.
So it opens up like the typical Western movie. I mean, pretty much. Guys, you see the back of the guy walking up to some place in the icy desert planet. Yeah. Whatever the planet. I don't know what the planet's called.
They don't ever tell you. That's one thing that they're not doing. They're not like giving you names of locations, planets, and so forth.
But he goes in basically looking for his first bounty, which is Horatio Sands. That was funny.
It was.
Everyone's first bounty.
Yeah. I just thought it was funny. Because when I first watched it, I was like, wait, who's that guy? And then I saw his name and I was like, that was Horatio Sands. I thought it was funny. The basically the guy that's speaking Huttonese or however you say it, whatever. Huttese. His drink turns over long before the Mandalorian walks in. Mm-hmm. And then he goes, "You spilled my drink." Like, no, you just want a free drink, don't you, buddy? That's what this is all about. Mm-hmm. But I thought that beginning scene was pretty much perfection to open it up with.
That was super cool.
Good.
I was surprised that a dude got cut in half at the opening scene for a Disney Plus show, but
it was done tastefully.
Yeah.
It was a tasteful.
Yeah, I thought about that. I let my 8-year-old son watch it today, and I was like, oh, maybe this part's not good. But then I was like, oh, it doesn't really show anything. You just
oh well.
But he's fine. I mean, it's like worse stuff happens really in Star Wars. You know,
he only woke up crying once last night. So.
Right. Well, he just saw it today, so that's not anyway.
He's wetting the bed right now.
He's not walking through doorways anymore.
So after he cuts the guy in half and basically tells the guy, "I'm here for you," Horatio, he takes him out to the icy. Go ahead. Yes.
I thought it was funny though that he says, I can take you warm or I can take you cold," and it's like, well, you're on an ice planet. It's gonna be cold. Then,
but.
I thought it was kind of funny.
Yeah, no, it was funny, but I think I know. I think he said that because I don't think he meant dead.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but no, I think he meant dead.
No, I think he meant in carbonite.
Well, at the moment, I think he was implying dead because he goes for his gun, right?
Yeah.
So it's like
it seemed to be.
I thought that was a little foreshadowing, though. Like I could take you warm, I could take you cold, and then he freezes him once he gets back to the ship.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I like that. After that, he went out and called an Uber.
Yeah. Which it gave that guy, that alien creature, a new purpose because he was a spy, and everybody's like, "What's that big snout for?" It's to play his little flute.
Mm-hmm. And then he passed up the new speeder for the old speeder, which is piloted by comedian Brian Posehn.
Yeah,
which is hilarious that they used him.
Yeah, that was funny.
I saw on Twitter, like, he posted a picture of himself in front of his TV. He was like, "I'm in Star Wars! I'm watching myself in Star Wars!"
I would love to be in Star Wars. I mean, that's an exciting thing. So they get back to the ship, and which they mention Life Day, which is today of all days. Today is Life Day. If you're not familiar with Life Day, then where have you been? Because in 1978... it started on the Star Wars Holiday Special. Chewbacca and his family, that we all know and love, we're celebrating it there. I think it was on CBS. Was it on CBS?
Sure. It was on CBS. Why not?
It was on Disney Plus.
Should have been on ABC.
Yeah. They only aired it once. If that tells you anything. Which was funny because, so today's Life Day, so we're recording on Life Day, so happy Life Day to everybody.
Happy Life Day, everybody.
Happy Life Day.
And happy
now for the traditional song.
Yeah. We're all wearing our red robes and have our life orbs.
Light orbs. Light orbs.
And that's also where Boba Fett, or we learned first about the Mandalorians, was on the holiday special. Mm-hmm. And he has the gun from the holiday special. So it all just sort of ties in together. So
yes.
I think this is all, the show all is about Life Day.
And what if Chewbacca's missing his family? Because, he's got the family, he's got the kid, he's got the wife, he's got the grandpa, and he never goes back to see him again after Life Day.
Oh, that we know. Maz Kanata. He's been walking out on him with Maz Kanata.
He's been very busy. He's hanging out with Han, then Rey, then Lando. Whoever's piloting the Falcon, he's hanging out with him.
I was going to say, we did see his family in Solo, right? When they're escaping, or it's his tribe, we assume. But that was still before New Hope, so technically it would have been before the special, so never mind.
Sure, he was like, I'll see you on Life Day.
They're still together. Here's a recent photo of them. You can't see it on the on the podcast, but there they are. I think that was taken.
Sloth.
I think that was taken today.
Was it
on Life Day? That's nice.
Yeah, on Life Day.
Nice.
That is nice.
Jon Favreau, who is the director of Mandalorian, he has said that he wants to make another special, like a holiday special.
Yes, I'm all for it.
And he wasn't joking about it. Some other place asked him again, thinking he was just joking about it. He's like, "Oh no, yeah, I've got all these ideas. Yeah, let's do it."
What band would be, because on the original one they had Jefferson's Starship.
Yeah.
What equivalent would that be today to be on the new
Imagine Dragons?
No.
Sure.
No. Ed Sheeran in there.
I'm not sure the last time you guys have watched the holiday special, but years ago when I was working at DNA, somebody brought it in. They had a bootleg copy, and we had it on in the kitchen. So everybody was in the kitchen watching this thing, and then slowly people started peeling away. I thought it was only an hour, so I'm like, oh, well, it's almost over. It's 2 hours, man.
Wow.
It is 2 hours, and it got to the point where I was the only person in the kitchen, and I was just finishing it out of pure commitment because I had already invested so much time. It is so bad and so horrible. Everyone's acting is just off.
Oh, it's terrible.
Like Harrison Ford does this thing where they're going up to, Chewie's house, and he knocks an Imperial soldier off of the tree house and does this weird sort of, whoa, I might fall off the set. Everybody was acting like they were just, high or drunk. Like they just, they were just waiting to get their paycheck and go home. Mark Hamill with his eyeshadow and glitter and stuff. It was just ridiculous.
Well, if they do another one, they had B. Arthur in the original one. They need to bring in Betty White. They need to bring in Betty White.
Yes. Anyways, back to the Mandalorian.
Yeah.
So they finally get off planet after they fight the walrus, the big giant walrus that tries to grab the ship.
Yes.
We'll call it that, the alien walrus. Get off planet, and he takes him, and he freezes him in carbonite. So puts him on ice.
It's become a thing, man. Boba Fett made it famous.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. One of those looks like George Lucas. Did you notice? One of when he's looking through the blue Horatio Sands character's looking through, it gets to one, and it's got this guy that has a big beard and the hair like George Lucas hair, and he's just sort of frozen in there, and I'm wondering if it's supposed to be him.
Maybe so.
It's like Macaulay, McClunky,
McClunky, Macaulay Culkin,
Macaulay Clunky. You got me.
There's another one that looks like, which nobody's mentioned this, so I'm sure it's not, but to me it looked like Mara Jade, not sort of a tribute to her. If you don't know who Mara Jade is, then that's
shame on you.
That's sort of a deep cut, but go look her up.
We're not going to tell you.
We're not going to tell
you. Do your own research.
Sorry, it's not canon anymore, so.
I am
canon to me.
Yeah. So they get back. He delivers the bounties to
Apollo.
Yeah, Apollo
Creed.
The coach from Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
There was a meme going around that has, here's your next bounties, and he pulls out the pucks, and it's the crocodile from Happy Gilmore. It's the Russian guy from Rocky, and then the Predator.
That's awesome.
That's great.
Carl Weathers. So he was, basically going to offer him more, but they didn't really pay that much. So he gets this sort of secret bounty. I don't know why I'm going through the whole story. You guys have already watched it, probably.
I was just sad that when he approached Carl Weathers, that they didn't clasp hands together, and he's like, "You son of a no further."
Oh, me too.
Predator reference.
Yeah.
No, don't mind me. It's in my own little world.
All right.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
Yeah, everybody was like that. Yeah, not just me. Only me.
So he accepts the underground bounty or whatever, goes to check it out, and we're met by two familiar-looking droids. One is the eyeball thing that comes out to scan him, and then the door opens, and it's a gonk.
Box droid.
Gonk. Droid walking. It walks him to his destination, I guess. I don't know. And then we're met with some familiar faces. Stormtroopers. Which we've already seen it in all the trailers, and so it wasn't a big surprise.
This takes place after
Return of the Jedi.
The Return of the Jedi. So yeah, the Empire's on the decline, and you can kind of tell by their outfits, like they're like worn and dusty and just beat up, and it's kind of nice.
And the thing is too, I feel like they did a great job. I mean, throughout both episodes, but even like how this one starts and whatnot, I feel like if you have not been a Star Wars fan, like if you're just like, hey, there's a new show, I got Disney Plus, I'm gonna check this out, I feel like you could enjoy it and understand what was going on. There was some really good, I think, storytelling drops about, hey, when when Carl Weathers tries to pay him in Imperial credits, and he has the little line, the Empire's not around anymore and whatnot. I mean, there's lots of like information drops without spoon feeding it to you with tons of exposition, which, if you're a Star Wars fan, you get it. But if you're not, you can also kind of follow along and kind of understand what's going on. I feel like the entire episode is that way, as was the second one, with some of the stuff that we're going to get to in a minute. That we, as Star Wars fans, at the end of episode 1, we're like, oh my god. But even if you weren't, you'd still be like, what's this? This is unexpected. So I feel like it's accessible, even if you're not super into Star Wars.
Definitely. I plan on watching it with my wife.
Yeah.
See how she likes it.
Jenny, my wife, she liked it. And she's not a huge Star Wars fan. She likes them, but she enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
My wife liked it.
Oh, that's good.
She when she watched the first one, she's like, it was okay. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna watch the second one. I already watched the second one. She's like, oh. I was like, more. Sorry. Well, no, she knew there was more. She just didn't. She thought we'd watch it together.
Oh,
like, sorry.
Oh,
so
no,
I'll watch it again. I was kind of halfway watching anyway. So But, did you all see the cameo in the first episode? I think it's in that same scene where he's returning the bounties with people think it's Boba Fett in the background.
Oh, that's later on.
Is it later on? Sorry.
No. That's when he goes to the Mandalorian
that's right. That's right. Okay.
Place.
At the guild, yeah.
Yeah, so before he gets there, there's a scientist guy, doctor guy that runs out and gets his head blown off, who has the Camino patch on his right arm, shoulder. Is he doing some cloning? Is that what this whole bounty's about?
Because the dude he's meeting with has a Imperial Empire medallion.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has like a big wig with the Empire, like at least like a general type person or something.
Yeah, but it's an outfit we've never seen before, so it's it's not like like a Tarkin uniform or a Grand Admiral.
He's probably
uniform.
Snoke or something.
Yeah.
Werner Herzog is Snoke. Yeah.
He's wearing his Life Day uniform. We in the Empire celebrate Life Day as well.
So he accepts the bounty, goes. All he's told is the person is 50 years old. In a galaxy where you go to all these different planets, and that's what you're told. I need you to go find this 50-year-old person.
Yeah, and here's a tracker that somehow works across universes. Which didn't quite make sense.
Yeah, the trackers, they never really explain how those work. How they're getting beats on people that are like jumping bail and are
like
known smugglers and stuff. Yeah.
It kind of sounded like the iPhone. Find my phone.
It looked like those It looks like those things that you put in like potted plants or something, like to check the soil, like if it's wet enough. That's what those things look like.
See, Horatio Sands could have gotten away if he had just turned off, Find My Phone notifications.
Yep. Yeah, exactly.
Find my friends app. Dang it!
My location services is on. I meant to turn that off.
And he's being paid in Beskar, which is a rare metal that Mandalorians use to make their armor. And that's where he goes to basically the Mandalorian guild that's in the area. And supposedly there's somebody that looks like Boba Fett in the background. But it's probably not Boba Fett.
I think it's coincidental. I mean, because he has like the little scope thing on his helmet, which I feel like there's probably more than just him that have.
Yeah, exactly.
So I've seen like little things that like supposedly like Jango Fett and Boba Fett, they're not true Mandalorians.
They weren't, but they got accepted in. Okay, so big background story.
Info.
Yeah, technically, they're not true Mandalorians, but they were accepted into the Mandalorian
guild
clan or whatever, and actually Boba Fett became like the lead Mandalorian, like the head guy. At one point
that's in the books, like the book series.
At one point, in somewhere in history of Star Wars, yes, Boba Fett becomes like the head. I forget what they call the head Mandalorian.
The head man.
Mandor.
Mando.
I don't know.
Mando, the great Mando.
So they were ultimately accepted into the Mandalorian culture or whatever. If that makes sense. So technically they are part of the
They were adopted. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
Great.
But the last we saw Boba Fett was he was falling into a Sarlacc pit. So there's a book where he comes out of that, but I don't know how
was that
Disney
changed. Was that changed that he shoots out at the end of the movie, like during that scene at the end of that?
No.
Not yet.
No, not yet. don't say anything. Come on. Disney's listening. Hey, let's do that. Yeah, that'd be good. Supposedly he came out of that in the books, and his armor was so like chewed up, and he didn't even have his armor anymore. So yeah, take that for what it's worth. Yeah. Anyway, so he takes the Beskar to the head Mandalorian blacksmith, I guess.
Yeah,
and he gets a shoulder pad made for himself. And while the shoulder pad is getting made, he has flashbacks of his childhood. And did you notice the battle droids in the background?
My son saw it on the first go. I had already seen the episode once, and then I rewatched it with him. And then afterwards, he was like, "Well, yeah, when he was having those flashbacks, I saw the battle droids." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And so then the next day, Chris sent me a video. He was like, "Hey, watch this." So I'm watching it, and they're like freeze framing it, and sure enough, there's like super battle droids in the background. I was like, "Oh my god!"
So did you notice, since you guys are the animators and all this stuff, did you notice the CGI quality of those scenes?
Of the scenes that I didn't notice the battle droids?
Yeah. Oh, after you saw them.
Immediately stuck out after watching the third time.
Those scenes look like they purposely made it look like the prequels. Because they weren't like the CGI that we would see now, It looked like from way back when.
Way back when.
They saved some money. They're like people they're used to seeing it like this. We'll save some money.
Yes.
I don't know if they actually did that, but it would be sort of cool if they did. Like if they matched it up to look like, that it was a prequel era.
So I guess the assumption there is that the uprising or the war on Mandalore, is that the name of the planet, happened during the prequel time? Is that what we're being led to believe?
I think so. There was I saw something. There was 2 great wars or something with Mandalorian, and I think some of that's touched on like the the
Clone
Rebels
Wars and Rebels. Yeah, I think there's.
Because there was, and I think supposedly maybe that one took place during the first one, and then there's another one where the Empire took control of their planet, and that's when they took all the metal.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because in this one they're running around in the flashbacks. They're running around in the red robes, so maybe it's Life Day. I don't know.
Could be Life Day.
Maybe it's like it all happened on Life Day. Kind of a bummer.
Everything happens on Life Day.
And it's the droid, so one would assume that it's the Separatists or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which I mean, kind of makes sense because he's always throughout the thing he's like, I hate droids, basically, and that is the reason. So if it was Ewoks attacking him, they would have been like, I hate Ewoks.
Yeah, he's like, no, I hate droids.
As do we all.
Aww. I like Ewoks. Okay, this is just me being
so cute.
This is me being nitpicky. Do you think the Mandalorian walks like weird?
Walks weird?
I haven't noticed.
I don't think
like
so.
he always he doesn't like move his arms when he walks. He's sort of just like.
Have you ever worn Mandalorian armor?
No,
before?
I'm just saying.
It's heavy and it's uncomfortable, man.
And he's like just off kilter too, because he just has the one shoulder.
Yeah, that's true.
Just throws him off. Like I mean,
he just walks. Every time I see him walk, I'm like, oh, there he goes again. It's just a little me being nitpicky. I'm just like, why is he walking so weird?
Pedro Pascal's probably like walking, thinking, should I do a John Wayne walk? No. Well, maybe.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say how I think he walks. I'll tell you later.
Okay.
Off air.
He was.
Like Britney Spears. He walks like Britney Spears.
Speaking of westerns, though, the music is great.
Yes.
It makes you feel like you're watching a western, it's a space western.
Good, the bad, and the ugly type.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And they kept it in the second episode too, so I think it's gonna be a thing. Yeah.
Which is a departure from the what we're used to.
Yes.
So Star Wars music.
Yeah.
The fades in between scenes though is very Star Wars still.
Yes, I noticed that and I love it because I love that.
Which is awesome.
That sort of editing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So let's get to it. So he goes to this planet. He gets attacked by a hamburglar.
Grimace.
Hungry hippo.
They're called Blurgs.
Blurgs.
Yeah, Blurgs. That's what it is. Which somebody says if they don't make a hamburger in Galaxy's Edge, then they're missing out.
That's some fresh blurg right there.
Yeah.
Yum.
I need one of them cheese hamburgers. Hamburgers. They can eat those on Life Day. It'd be great. Anyways, gets attacked by
they were introduced in the Ewok live action special from ages ago.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of cool stuff. Which so there was an Ewok live action show.
Yeah.
So why are they?
Why are they
right?
They're like mini movies.
Okay.
Because would that be animated?
No, there was a live action because I watched it.
Well, no, but I think on top of that,
there was an animated because there was also an R2-3PO animated thing that came on, but then they did a bunch of like 2-hour, 90-minute Ewok movies. Wicket gets a bike or something ridiculous.
So I guess that's why they can call this the first live action show because that was technically longer than a show, even though it was on TV.
Yes.
I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, this is obviously a series.
But they just want to forget about the Ewoks. They had a bunch of those Ewok things. I remember watching them. Okay, so then we who is it? Nick Nolte. Who plays the guy?
Nick Nolte.
Nick Nolte shows up. Little short Nick Nolte. I didn't know he was that short.
Not.
Yeah, which is another callback alien from Empire Strikes Back. And
we forgot to mention the other callback alien when he was walking around the town. The Salacious Crumb.
Yeah, being fried up, roasted.
Salacious Crumb on a spike. Delicious.
Want some of that.
Anyway, so there's a whole let's learn to ride a horse scene.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which another callback to the holiday special about the what's it called? Mythosaur, which is what Boba Fett rode in the holiday special on the water or whatever.
Pretty sure Jon Favreau's favorite Star Wars thing is the holiday special.
Yeah.
I think so. Making it cool again.
Yeah.
Or cool.
Or
just
cool.
making it again.
So they go through this whole thing about where, and he says, "I'll take you where this 50-year-old person is, the bounty is," and then he runs into. I'm just skipping ahead a little bit here. An IG unit, IG 11.
11.
Yes, 11. Voiced by Taika Waititi.
Yeah. Which I was hoping he was going to be on more.
I know. That's my man. Such
he
a good
gets
droid.
he gets he gets shot.
He gets damaged.
Yeah.
I love how they made him move.
Yeah, that was awesome.
Robot.
That was cool to see because when you
awesome.
know way back when the IG-88 appeared in Empire Strikes Back, everybody's like, "Well, I wonder how he, does his thing." And so it showed how these units actually fight, which is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
Man, that was
awesome.
so cool. Does it? I just thought about something. Does it make you think about how fortunate C-3PO and R2-D2 are? Because every other droid, it seems like in Star Wars lore, whatever, gets killed. Like the ones that you like in these movies that are, in Solo, there's one that dies. There's in
Rogue One.
Rogue One, right? That's what I was thinking of. And so many others. They have a repair shop for Pete's sake for these droids. That it's a big deal. They go, but they do get injured pretty bad, I guess. C-3PO's in pieces, but at one point.
Oh yeah. Don't worry, C-3PO's gonna die.
That's true.
Just taking one last.
But I don't know. I just thought about. Through all those movies, they did pretty well for themselves with these ones that can actually defend themselves. Didn't last very long, but maybe that's why.
Well, I'm hoping IG-11's comes back somehow.
Yeah, I hope so too because
repaired and
he seemed to be hired by someone else.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
I want that action figure.
Yeah, he was going to kill the bounty, and the Mandalorian was taking him alive.
Yeah, which it opens up, and lo and behold,
what opens up? The door opens up.
The little capsule, the egg.
The little capsule.
Oh,
little egg opens up, and there's the 50-year-old.
The little Pokeball opens up.
The Pokeball. Catch them all. He did say catch them all at one point when he was talking to Paul Creed in the bar or whatever. He's like,
I'll take them all.
Take them all. I got them all. I caught them all, or something like that. Is this Pokemon? What's going on?
So the most adorable Star Wars creature appears. It's a little baby Yoda, and we call him a baby Yoda because nobody knows what the species actually is called. Because this was one of the characters that Lucas said nobody's going to touch. Mm-hmm. Yoda's Yoda. Nobody touches Yoda. Except for Yaddle, which he did in episode 1.
But then Yaddle disappeared.
Yeah.
Yes.
Probably because Yaddle got pregnant.
Yeah. Yaddle and Yoda yiddled.
Yes. Yaddle touched Yoda a little too many times. Separate them.
So there's a baby Yoda.
Yeah. Don't get him wet or feed him after midnight.
That's right.
So if it's 50 years old, that means that this baby was made or conceived during
years prior
the prequels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Episode
dun.
1, 2, 3. Mm-hmm. And we saw the scientist with the Kamino badge on. So is this an actual baby Yoda species, or is this a clone of Yoda?
Dun dun. And again, to go back to what I was saying before, I thought it was great because even if you don't really know that it's Yoda or a clone of Yoda, you've been led to believe this thing's this bounty is supposed to be 50 years old, and then it's a baby, and you're like, oh my gosh, a baby?
Yeah.
How could it be a baby?
Which it was really funny when he went to claim the bounty, and before he said, he's 50 years old. I'm like, oh gosh, I hope this isn't one of those. Oh, bounty hunter's going to go rescue a baby. And then he's like, he's 50 years old. I'm like, oh, good. There's no babies. It's a 50-year-old. It's different than what I thought it was going to be. And then that opens up and he's like, no, it's a 50-year-old baby. And I'm like, they got me.
Oh, dude. It's little Benjamin Button's Yoda. It's aging in reverse.
And then they E.T. finger and cut to black.
Yes.
That's episode 1.
Start of the next episode, he grabs the baby and throws it over his shoulder and walks away.
Yes.
No, he doesn't.
He puts him on his back. He starts running and doing flips for some reason.
All right, so is it just me, or does episode 2 just feel like it was episode 1 and they decided to make it into a 2-parter?
Yeah, I texted Chris when it was done, and I was like, "Man, that felt short." Yeah, because it was like 30 minutes. It was like not even a full episode.
But the other one was only 39 minutes.
Really? I thought it was like 45 or something.
Or something like
40.
Maybe.
I'm just wondering. I think what was
39, 40.
Yeah, I think
49.25.
It was, but it felt a lot longer.
If episode 3 is an hour long, then I'm going to say that they took the first episode and just divided it in half.
Yeah. I guess it depends on how they're making these. If they're making them like little movies, and then they're cutting them, they're slicing them differently. Like
each episode has a different director.
Okay.
Come on.
Because the first one was
is Ryan Johnson one of them?
Johnson is going to be one of them, probably.
No, Dave Filoni was the first director. He was the guy behind like Clone Wars. And Rebels. And who was the second one? Second one was someone I hadn't heard of. Rick Famuyiwa. I don't know.
Oh, of course, yes.
Yeah.
Good Gesundheit.
And one of them, I think it may be it's not the next one. Is it 4? Is directed by Bryce Dallas Howard.
Oh. Yeah, I know she was directing one.
There's going to be dinosaurs and...
Yeah.
They all wear high heels in it.
When they're running away from blurbs.
Hamburger. So, honestly, I still like the second one, but I didn't like it as much as the first one. It felt like a filler episode. Like, okay, what we do now? Let's go on this little side quest to get my ship repaired with a little bit of the Force Yoda in there.
The second one had like so much cute in it. It was just
I
thought my heart was going to explode. I was like, oh my gosh, if I have to see adorable Yoda
eat a frog
on screen, oh I know. And he comes waddling over to him, and wants to reach up and like touch his injured arm and stuff. I was like, oh my god. He pushes back his little carriage, and he falls back in the thing. I was like, he is the cutest stinking thing. I want one.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be able to buy one soon.
Oh yes.
Wherever Yodas are sold.
Target.
So do you think when little Yoda was trying to heal him, like he has healing abilities?
I was wondering. It kind of felt that way. Like he saw that he was injured, and he just sort of instinctively was like kind of coming over, like, "Hey, I can fix you."
Yeah.
And Mando was like, "No, get back in your egg.
Don't touch me.
Yeah, it hurts.
Touch me, you weird 50-year-old cute baby."
I saw you eat a frog.
It was disgusting.
He's like, spit that out. He's like, what?
And seeing if the thing is, if he has that ability, I mean, that would be kind of cool and kind of new in a good way.
Yeah.
Not in a flying through space kind of way.
Yeah.
Like somebody did.
Yeah.
Here's a new ability that came out of nowhere.
And if he's a clone too, that would, and he has a new ability, then it's like, okay, maybe they played with Yoda's DNA and made this like super Force sensitive being.
Or it could be that like the species could be, maybe they're like the unicorns or whatever of the Star Wars universe, where they're very rare. There's not that many of them, and they all have connections to the Force. They all just instinctively can use it. So even though he appears to be a baby and he's 50 years old, it's just like he can just use it. He just has that that ability, and maybe they all have like different tweaks on it. This one might have a healing sort of thing, and Yoda's really good at lifting things.
I'm really good at lifting things.
I can lift like 25 times my own weight. It's my ability.
I think John Favreau did have a conversation with George Lucas about midichlorians.
Oh God.
Yeah. I don't know if that's going to come into play, but I think there was a conversation had about it to clear some stuff up or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm hoping that they continue with the giving information to the audience that you don't have to be a Star Wars fan to get, because I think if they just suddenly drop midichlorians with no explanation, it's like, well, there you go. You got to be a Star Wars nerd to understand what they're talking about. So I don't know. Hopefully they don't take a deep dive on that one.
Yeah. They bring back some more old characters for the second episode. We had the Jawas appear.
Jawas, yeah.
Stripped his ship, stole all this. It was just like a shell. It was like, so I'm like, how is this guy going to put his ship back together? There's just holes everywhere.
They put it back together exquisitely. Yeah, it was almost like nothing had happened.
Yeah. And of course, to get his parts back, he had to go get a furry egg.
A furry egg.
Furry egg. Which Jawas are into furry eggs.
Which, yeah, it was cool seeing more of the sandcrawler vehicle. Yeah. Him climbing up it, and it's sort of like a scene from Indiana Jones at one point where he's about to slam into the mountain thing there, or the rock, and you got to see sort of on top of it what it was like, and which was a funny scene when he lifts over the top and there's like 20 Jawas there, and they all like shoot him back off of it.
That's pretty awesome. Yeah, they blasted him with the same thing they blasted R2 with.
Yep.
So to paralyze him, which was pretty funny.
Yep. But then he goes back to talk to I Have Spoken guy. I forget his name.
Nick Nolte.
Yeah, Nick Nolte. And then he's like, I'll take you there and we'll get your stuff back.
He's super helpful.
Yeah,
he is. I mean,
that little Ognon, he's super helpful. Yeah.
Yeah.
It was also cool seeing the Jawas. I mean, I guess it stands to reason that they would not just be on Tatooine, that they would just be sort of the scrappy little scavengers of the universe. So
yeah,
it's kind of cool seeing them on a different planet. They looked a little different. They're a little taller, and because there were some like in the little town when he was getting his next assignment, or when he was walking around in the first episode, there was a couple like little ones down there. Their outfits, I think, were kind of like grayish or whatever, and they were scrounging, grabbing droid parts and stuff. So they're like the little scrappy beggars of the galaxy.
Yeah. They like their hairy eggs, and that's what they want.
And they like their hairy.
Which the well, go ahead.
No, I was going to say the hairy egg. It looked. They were pulling the yolk, I guess, out of it, and it looked like a cooler. I don't know if you noticed or looked real closely. It was real clean cut at the top, and it looked like it was a white cylinder inside that they were just, which it probably was, but that they were pulling the stuff out of it. And it was like, oh, okay,
the hairy cooler.
Yeah, that's why they like them so much. They're convenient. They're very well put together.
Which the creature itself looked like the creature from episode 2.
Yeah.
But he had hair all over him, so it was different. Because I have it sitting here. I have the creature sitting here on my shelf, and he doesn't have any hair on him. He's just sort of more rhinoceros looking. But this one had fur on it, so I don't know if it was the same kind of creature or they just made another creature with a big horn on top of his head.
Maybe they shaved them on Geonosis.
Maybe so, because of the heat.
Or it sheds or whatever.
Yeah, maybe it sheds.
Who knows? We'll find out one of these days.
But he has the big fight, and his armor gets all torn up by this creature, and then the creature's going for the death kill or the death shot, and Baby Yoda
saves the day.
Saving the day.
Lifts something heavy up in the air, just like old Yoda. He can heal and lift.
That's right.
Wow.
And then when he got done, he was all tuckered out.
Yeah, like me after a podcast. I'm all tuckered out.
Had to take a little nap.
Yep.
Probably can have a juice box after. Maybe some Cheerios.
Another frog.
New diaper.
Well, it was kind of funny because like he was like knocked out, like zonked, and like they're back on the ship, and the Mandalorian's kind of like shaking his little thing, like to make sure, like, are you dead or alive or something? And he's still just kind of sleeping. And he goes back to like driving the ship, and then he kind of like wakes up, like what day is it?
What day is it? How old am I?
Yeah.
Am I still a baby?
Did we win? Did you get the egg?
So that's basically that episode. There wasn't much more to that episode, which made me feel like they just sort of cut it in half.
I mean, it's leading up to something else, and
that
happens.
It
was
wasn't
bad.
bad.
It was the side quest episode.
Yeah, it's fine.
It was better than most side quests that I've seen.
Yes.
So how do you all feel about the weekly episodes and not binging?
It makes you like digest it more.
Yeah.
Instead of just like going back to back to back to back.
Yeah.
Well, and also too with the spoilers, that if they had them all on there right now, people would be spoiling the whole darn thing.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, I absolutely cannot watch all 8 episodes in one night, so I can't be on the internet for the rest of the week or the month or whatever. So I mean, having it kind of spill out once a week, it gives us something. My son looks forward to Fridays even more now because it's like we're gonna watch Mandalorian tonight. Yay! So
only 8 episodes though. That sort of stinks.
Yeah. But it's good in a way though, man. It's like I can't even do like long format TV anymore. I was telling Chris, it's like The Flash and whatnot. I mean, I can't watch that stuff anymore. It's too many episodes. It's too much silliness. It's like 8 episodes of Stranger Things, 8 episodes of Mandalorian. I don't know if you guys are watching like Jack Ryan on Amazon. It's like 8 episodes is just perfect.
Well, there we go.
It doesn't wear out its welcome. You can get through it and not feel like you're having to invest 24 hours of your life to a season of a show. So,
but the new, I feel like they've already. Oh, go ahead.
Nah, I was just gonna say it felt like it was a good surprise that it wasn't all on at the same time because I was worried that I was going to be the one that didn't watch all the episodes yet, and I don't have to worry about that because it comes out just like when we grew up with TV. It's the new episode each week. You had to wait.
You had to wait.
So it's good.
They've already ordered season 2, but it won't be out till
next year.
No.
Oh.
What? Not even next year?
Come on.
Like 2020? I don't think so.
Huh?
Hold on.
What about Obi-Wan? Is that one coming out before that, or is it long down?
This is the only thing about Disney Plus that I'm sort of like, okay. All the shows that they announced, all these Marvel shows, all these other shows, are either like 2021, or does not have an air date yet.
Oh no.
Well, we're in it for 3 years.
Yeah.
So they got us.
Yeah. Because I looked up that Marvel What If show, and that one's not till 2021.
Oh my gosh!
Come on, it's animated. You can't get that out a little bit faster.
Some of them aren't until like 2022.
Yeah.
It's like, will we even still be here?
Well, there's a pleasant thought.
Man.
I mean, do you think that has anything to do with the Marvel stuff tying into the movies and so forth, where they need to like have everything line up so that Probably. So I heard Loki is going to like tie into the next Doctor Strange, and
wow.
Probably. Which I mean that gets more subscribers because you're like, if you want to know what's going on in the movies, then you got to watch these. Yeah.
There'll be more movies that, as the months go on, we get movies that are on other things, other streaming services that'll come on. So there'll be new content. But yeah, eventually we're gonna get to this point where it's kind of dry because you've gone through Mandalorian, you've gone through the Imagineering, you've gone through all those things that came at launch. So maybe they've got something else that's coming that we're forgetting. I don't know.
Now, is the Imagineering story, is that 8 episodes as well, or is that longer?
I don't know. I know there's at least 3 because they've had 2 and they've teased the next one.
Yeah.
Okay, they've already started shooting on season 2 of Mandalorian.
So maybe this time next year? Maybe
would assume so.
It doesn't say when though.
Curses. Well, here's a question for you guys with Mandalorian. Do you think anything that happens in The Mandalorian is going to tie into Rise of the Skywalker? Because I think these 8 episodes are going to finish up right as the movie comes out.
I don't think so.
Unless somehow this Baby Yoda plays some kind of part. But I don't
Baby Yoda becomes Palpatine or something?
No, I mean, just like... I don't think anything's gonna, because so this happens after Return of the Jedi, and then Force Awakens happens
30 years after Return of the Jedi,
something like that.
Yes.
So
Baby Yoda's like 80.
Yeah,
I mean, he's still just an old kid.
I don't know.
Scrappy little Yoda.
Never know.
I don't think anything will. There might be like a background nod to the Mandalorian somewhere in there, but
right.
I feel like a wink and a nod maybe, but I don't feel like you can do anything like story wise, because that would just be like weird.
Thanks for you. You didn't get the service to watch the.
Oh well, now you don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't think so.
There's supposedly at Galaxy's Edge, which I have not been to. They have. I know. Oh, I know, Ryan. I know you have. But I guess there's like an antiquity shop.
Yes.
And on the wall, there's like a Mandalorian helmet and his gun from the show and so forth.
Yep, they're sitting right back there.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty forward thinking of them.
There's an IG unit that has his
the bullet hole in his head,
brains blown out, sitting on top. But yeah, there's the Mandalorian stuff is there, and so who knows why he has it there in the shop? Guess the Mandalorian's gone.
But is it this Mandalorian? Because I mean, there's so many that look the same.
It looks like his helmet, and it looks like his gun.
Maybe he gets an upgraded helmet.
Or he's dead.
Or he's dead. Yeah, that's true. I don't know. Well, because they did show, like in some of the publicity materials and stuff, I guess he does get more upgrades to his armor. Because I think I saw a still where he's got chest plate, and it's like silver. It's not the reddish thing that he's wearing right now.
Yeah, I wondered if that was like the first piece was that shoulder piece or whatever, and then he'd end up with the full silver.
Yes.
Build a Mando. That's
yeah.
With each bounty, you get a new little piece.
Achievement unlocked.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's like a video game. I was thinking just a while ago. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna he's gonna be added to Battlefront 2.
Nothing yet.
I don't know.
But what side would he be on? He
right? We don't know.
Building, you know? Yeah.
They did add Galaxy's Edge stuff to the new video game, Jedi Fallen Order.
Oh, they did?
Yes. Okay. When you could build lightsabers, and you could use pieces from Savi's workshop to build your lightsaber.
Oh.
Huh.
So there's already been still shots put out of the elemental lightsaber you can build at Savi's. It's in the game.
Nice.
Yeah.
Everything's connected, guys. It's all connected.
Of course it is.
It's synergy.
You make money.
So I want Yeah, I want to get that game, but we'll talk about that game maybe in a minute. But Chris had to go somewhere. He'll be back. I don't know. He's not. He didn't fall asleep or anything. He'll be back.
He went back to watch The Mandalorian.
Yeah, he's like, I gotta take a look at this show again.
Sounds pretty good.
I think the thing that I liked the most about The Mandalorian is that it had nothing to do so far with Skywalkers or Jedis or anything. Yeah. It was like what is going on in the rest of this galaxy while all this other stuff is going on.
Yeah.
And that's what I really liked about it.
And that's what made Rogue One awesome. Like it did tie in to the story, granted, but it was still felt like something different, but it looked just like another Star Wars movie.
Because you're living in that universe, but you're seeing stuff from a completely different point of view.
Yeah.
And in this case, you're filling in all these gaps because, I mean, and we've talked about this, I think, a little bit before, is that, like Force Awakens, it's like they jumped 30 years, but it's the same problems that they had in the middle trilogy.
Yeah.
It's the Rebels and the Empire, but now we're calling it something different. So at least now we're starting to see, like, the Empire's fallen, what's going on, he doesn't want Imperial credits, no one's going to take those or what have you, and the Empire seems like they're on the run, they're kind of scrappy themselves, trying to figure out their next move. So it's kind of interesting. And yes, there is there's the Millennium Falcon. We all love the Millennium Falcon, but does it need to be in every movie? I don't know. No.
Yeah,
Chewbacca make a cameo, or there's no two like rolling through or nothing like that.
So I hope they keep it like that. I hope they keep it like if the stuff that we see from like the original trilogy stuff is like background stuff or little known characters that we find out more about, and that they don't dive into anything that has taken place in episodes 1 through 9.
Yeah,
whatever. So hopefully that's what I like about it. Now it's been called some people are calling it The Mandalorian, the best thing to happen to Star Wars since Return of the Jedi. What are your thoughts on that? Ooh, silence.
Everybody at once.
Best thing.
Well,
that's what some people are saying. I just brought it up because that's been going around the interwebs.
No, I mean, I think Rogue One is one of my favorites, but I mean, it's previous to Return of the Jedi, I guess. But I mean, it came out afterwards.
Oh, I think they're making it since the movie,
the release of it. Okay, no, I don't. I mean, it's the next best thing.
But
I mean, it's good, but I mean, I really like the Clone Wars series and Rebels series.
Yeah, that's a good point.
And then Rogue One's real good.
Yeah, I mean, for me, having not watched like Rebels or Clone Wars, it's probably one of the Rogue One in this category as well, per se, but probably the freshest thing. I mean, there were so many things. I mean, I still look back at Force Awakens and I still enjoy it. However, the recycled ideas start to get more and more glaring, particularly the Starkiller base. Really, again. But yeah, I mean, it's a big universe, and I like that they're dabbling in a different sector, and it's kind of nice that they're not naming the planets. Like, maybe at the beginning, maybe that ice planet was Hoth, or maybe he will go back to Tatooine. You don't have to mention that. Hey, look, I'm back on Tatooine. Remember Tatooine? Wink, wink. It doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. Where he's at or whatnot. I mean, I liked in the second episode that those reptilian like Bosk bounty hunters. Like we don't know who they're working for, or we haven't really seen a whole lot of them in outside. I mean, maybe they show up in the cartoons and stuff, but that was kind of cool seeing them, seeing them do some stuff. And and I get the feeling too that the Mandalorian, he's not really working in the seedy underbelly of the galaxy. It's more like Dog the Bounty Hunter. It's like, these are dudes jumping bail and stuff, and I bring them in and I get paid, and it's a legit operation. So, but it seems like there's going to be where he's starting to dabble or get involved in what might be underhanded, seedy sorts of business, which is a part of Star Wars we haven't really seen, which is kind of cool.
So, do you think he's gonna have a change of heart and just not give the Baby Yoda back to the people, or to the whatever his name is?
I don't know.
Hmm.
It's kind of a dilemma for him, which I think is cool for his character and for like that whole sort of like Western thing, because it's like they have a whole bunch of that metal that he needs and his people, his clan needs, and he has a reputation to uphold. But at the same time, it's kind of like he has to do what his conscience tells him.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what I'm thinking, that he's gonna have conflicting thoughts, and he's not gonna give the baby back. So it's gonna make that dude with the stormtroopers mad. And then it's going to make his Mandalorian clan mad because they want the medal, and so they're all going to be coming after him, and it's going to culminate into this big shootout by episode 8. So
yep, and you'll have to wait for next season.
I have seen images where it looks like he has more of his armor.
Yeah, you missed that. We already talked.
Oh, sorry. I did have to step away.
We already covered that, Chris.
Well, I just meant like if he doesn't give the baby Yoda to him, he wouldn't be collecting.
Right.
Unless he steals it.
Yeah.
Takes it from somebody else.
Unless he takes it from him, or he like tricks him into thinking like the baby Yoda's dead, so he gives him like a fake death thing or something, so he can collect.
Yeah.
Or that's Baby Yoda's third power. He can make armor out of thin air.
That's his poop. He poops out.
That's why they want him so bad.
Yeah.
Well, the other thing too is we don't know. I mean, the Imperial guys that hired him, do they know what the asset is? I mean, how do they even know about it, about this thing? This being, and who has him, and you know, why they must have him instead.
One theory is the doctor that comes out with the Camino patch is that he has been with this Baby Yoda. He's like one of the ones that created him, so he knows who it is. He's trying to find him. He wants him alive because he's like basically raised him for this period of time, or helped raise him on Camino. So that's one of the theories, that doctor knows who this Baby Yoda is and has been with the Baby Yoda for a while prior to this.
And there was a thing, it was either during Clone Wars or Rebels, that like the Empire were taking Force sensitive children, like babies. They were collecting them at one point, which, I mean, Dave Filoni being the director of this one, I mean, he would kind of wrote a lot of that, so he would know.
Well, here's my question with the cloning. If it's so easy to clone, and it's been going on apparently for like, decades, why didn't they just clone like 25 Anakins? Like have like an army of Darth Vaders like destroying the rebels. I mean,
Rise of Skywalker hasn't come out yet, so.
And why didn't the New Republic, like the first thing they should have done was like destroy all the cloning facilities?
Maybe they can clone people, but they can't necessarily clone Force powers, or at least yet. Maybe this is like a new test thing. If the baby is cloned, maybe it's like the first successful.
Wasn't there a line in like episode 2 when like Obi-Wan goes to visit the cloning facility and they say something about they wanted to use a Jedi or something? Maybe I read that in the Art of book that they cut out or something, but I don't know. It just seems like, if I was the New Republic and like I just blew up the Death Star and I got the Empire on the run, I would destroy all the cloning facilities so they could not keep cloning troops to fight me.
Too easy, Ray.
Stop making sense.
I guess we'll find out. And, there's only how many more episodes? 6 more episodes.
6 more episodes,
and we're almost right at a month away till the next movie, the Rise of Skywalker,
where we find out when Rey's body opens up to be a Men in Black robot and Baby Yoda is inside of her.
Gosh.
Surprised you are. Where is my juice box?
Oh my goodness. So so I'm looking forward to see what happens. When the other episodes come out, we'll do a little here and there, but we probably won't do a whole nother episode on Mandalorian. We got 2 episodes in, so
we did.
That's good.
For me personally, I'm more jazzed about the show than I am about the new movie. To be honest, because
Yeah.
I feel like the new movie is just going to. They got so much to cover. They got so much to cram in. They're going to try to fan service this. They're going to fan service that, and to try to course correct past sins. That it's just going to be a gobbled mess.
I would rather have fan service than what we got in the last movie.
It's true, but I don't know. I mean, the whole thing with like her parents and stuff. I mean, Chris's idea about her opening up and a Baby Yoda being inside her, I would almost be more comfortable with that than what they're probably going to end up saying. You know, no, Luke was your dad. He just hit his head and forgot. You know.
We'll just have to wait and see.
Yes.
Yes. Before we wrap up, though, you've watched your son play Jedi Fallen Order.
I did. He doesn't let me play.
Oh.
Well, he's offered it to me a couple times, but I'm usually at the moments where I'm like half falling asleep from just because
and that's why he offers that to you. Then he's like, he's not going to take it now. Hey, Dad, you want to play? Oh, you don't? Okay.
I'm being nice. Yeah, he's been playing it, and it's been pretty cool. I mean, the gameplay looks pretty fun, and the story pretty fun as well. It happens after Order 66 has been initiated, a few years after that. So all the or most of the Jedi have been hunted down and exterminated, and you're following this character Cal, who was a Padawan when the Purge took place, and he somehow escaped and was kind of hiding out with like a salvage group of salvagers. They were salvaging ships and things like that, and somehow he gets pulled back into the fray. So
I'm excited to play. Hopefully it'll. I sort of wait when video games come out to wait till they go on sale for before I get them. So we'll see. But I want to get it. I may just end up getting it anyways. But I never have time to play. It
from a red box too, but it'd probably take forever to install it. So
yeah.
You have to take it back.
Time to take it back.
I thought about doing that. I mean, it's not super expensive to have it 2 nights, but I thought about doing that. Well, tell me this: did you play the Force Unleashed games?
I never did. I wanted to because they look fun, but
how similar it is to those, or I don't know.
I mean, it's been pretty cool. I mean, you start to learn your Force abilities. You can push guys, and you can kind of do like these half run up walls kind of things as you're traversing the space. The lightsaber fighting and stuff, like when you're encountering stormtroopers and you're attacking them, it's pretty cool. The sound effects are awesome, and the fighting style of your character is pretty neat. Lots of spinning and twirling and arms being hacked off.
And you can build different lightsabers, right?
Yeah, there's like periods where you find like these workbenches and stuff, so you can like upgrade and change your lightsaber. You can like totally customize it to make it look different. Like you'll like part of the achievements that you unlock and so forth. Like, oh, you got like a new sleeve or
that's cool.
Whatever for your lightsaber. So you can like constantly customize it and change it up. There's like a skill tree where you you learn different skills and you can use different abilities and so forth like that. It's a little bit like I mentioned to my son that it reminded me of the campaign in Battlefront 2 because you have a droid that kind of rides on your back.
Yeah.
Like with what's her face in Battlefront 2, like BD1 or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and he's kind of cool. But there's times where you're in like sort of dark areas and you have to ignite your lightsaber so you can kind of see
that's cool.
in the dark, which is kind of cool. But so far it's been pretty fun.
Cool.
It's been pretty fun to watch.
Oh, it's not like you don't play video games all day, right?
Well, that's my logic. It's I'm gonna do it all day. Let him play it at night. I mean, there's no glory kills or anything, but it's
don't cut people. Oh no, you do cut people now.
Just not with lightsabers, Catron, with our bare hands.
That's right.
Well, if you haven't listened to, or if you haven't watched Mandalorian, then go check it out. But you probably wouldn't have listened to this if you haven't watched it. So, also check out the Imagineering story on on Disney Plus because it is really good. But I've watched both episodes that are on there, and they both like end all depressing, and I'm like, why you gotta do that to me, Disney?
Yeah.
I gotta be depressing all the time.
Well, after you're depressed from that, watch The World of Jeff Goldblum, and that'll pick you right back up. It's hilarious.
Nice.
Oh my goodness! It's just watching Jeff Goldblum is just a joy in itself. Like it's.
And I'm sure you've watched the High School Musical show that's on there,
right? No.
Why not?
No. I did watch Pixar in real life though, and that was just weird.
Yeah, I watched it too.
It's lame, not weird.
It felt like a YouTube video.
It did, yeah. It's like they got some community theater actors, in there to be like In-N-Out Burger people.
It felt like that they were planning on making a YouTube series, and they're like, "Yeah, let's just stick it on Disney Plus."
There's only 8 episodes of The Mandalorian. What else can we put on?
Something for YouTube that some guys made.
It's so short too.
Yeah, it's like that's what made it feel like a YouTube video. It's like 6 minutes or something like that.
And that's like you would think because I mean they're trying to start out strong too, so you think like
was that what they were doing?
This is what they're like. This could be their best one of this.
No,
I don't know.
We're gonna start with our A game.
Yeah,
that's their A game then. I don't want to see the rest. Anyways, so yeah, check out Disney Plus. Be one of the 10 million subscribers if you haven't already.
Mm-hmm.
You won't regret it.
Not yet.
But anyways, and also in news this week, Netflix made a deal with Nickelodeon to try to combat Disney Plus, I guess. So there's going to be a lot of new Nickelodeon shows coming out on Netflix.
You can't do that on television.
But you could do it on Netflix.
Well, I mean,
I know. I know. I know the TV show.
I mean, that's worth it there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And Picture Page and Pinwheel.
He's bringing out all the deep cuts.
I mean, that's what they're doing on Disney Plus, right? You'd assume they'll do something similar. Right? Well, actually, they probably won't bring back Picture Page since Bill Cosby's in it.
Picture Page is Picture Page.
David the Gnome, The Next Generation.
The Next Generation.
There was the first one.
Yep.
Yeah.
It was a sad ending too. So
they're gonna make Hey Dudette, I think. Hey Dudette. Instead of Hey Dude. See what it did there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I get it.
Anyways, we've
no.
What? No. If you haven't watched the Forky shorts on there, they're pretty hilarious on Disney Plus. What? No. Anyways, we've been talking for an hour and 28 minutes, so perfect.
That's the sweet spot.
Yeah, thank you again, Ray, for coming on and
man, anytime.
Being happy about Star Wars this time.
It's a weird feeling,
isn't it? Though
it is. It is.
Hopefully, there's more to come. More happiness with Star Wars to come. And I can't wait for you to go to Galaxy's Edge and experience it.
I can't wait to go there either. I guess the Rise of the Resistance will be opening soon, like in a month or so.
Yeah,
in Florida.
December.
Yeah,
I'm going January 7th. Why don't you come with me?
January 7th. Maybe I will.
Come on down.
Meet you at Pecos Bills again.
Do it. Bring your family, so I feel like an important person, because they'll be like, "Oh gosh, that's that famous guy."
Yes. Okay. Stop fawning over him. He's not
famous. Normal dude.
It's just a normal dude.
I've made movies. Look at me.
Yeah, if any of our listeners want to join me in Galaxy's Edge, I'll be there January 7th through the 9th.
It's a meetup.
It's a meetup, yeah. It's going to be a huge meetup.
It's a geek up.
Right now.
It'll be me. But I'm looking forward to riding the ride. I got a $35 plane ticket, so I was like, going to hop down there.
Wow.
Ride the ride. And
get out.
Oh, get out.
Yeah.
Anyways, so We'll be back next week on I Am Geek, and this has been episode 126. Talk to you next time. I have spoken.